Welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Junior Garcia, and here are some of the stories we have for you tonight. Governor announces appointees to the Centennial Commission. WAPA hosts Utility Conference. Public Works give back to kids. These stories and more up next on News Channel 8.
TV8 News is brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total, you know where to turn.
In our top story, Governor John DeYoung Jr. yesterday announced 14 appointees to a special Centennial Commission to help plan celebrations commemorating the 100th anniversary of the territory's transfer from Denmark to the United States.
The commission is a legislatively created commission to really look at leading up to our 100th anniversary on March 31st of 2017. While that is the date that the main activities may take place and the recognition of our 100 years of being under the U.S. flag, it's really the events leading up to that are probably the most important. And in the establishment of the commission, the legislature wanted to make sure that we had those events leading up to it. And I think that date in particular represents a period where we recognize, of course, our Danish heritage, but also we recognize the richness of our history. So the commission I appointed represents both districts. It also has equal representation from the districts. It also includes appointments by the Senate President and also the presidents of the Danish organization. So it's a well-rounded, culturally diverse commission, and it's comprised of individuals within our community that have had leadership positions in other organizations and have been involved in academia, have been involved in cultural organizations, business organizations. So it brings the right blend of talent together, and that's especially important because I think the March 31st of 2017 isn't just a date of celebration for that event, but it also represents an opportunity for us to look at our history, to look at our culture historically and as a foundation going forward. But it also represents a tremendous opportunity for us to again, just let the world know about the Virgin Islands and the richness of our history. So the commission members, and the commission has elected Pamela Richard Samuels as the chair, the previous commissioner of tourism as the chair of the commission. And she clearly understands, given the roles that she's had before, both in the private sector and also within government, how to bring that group together. So the commission will be able, I think, to capture the mood and be able to create the groundswell that's necessary.
In other news, WAPA hosted a conference of CEOs, electric utility companies, this week on St. Thomas. The gathering was held so leaders could discuss a variety of topics facing the energy industry. WAPA's Executive Director Hugo Hodge Jr. tells us more.
This week, we just are completing the last session hosting the Carolex 2014 CEO Conference. This year, we focused on powering and empowering the Caribbean. And, we put a good show on as a host here in the territory, brought about 120 delegates in. Almost 30 countries to come in to the Virgin Islands and experience our hospitality and provide some very important discussion and lessons in a area that's touching every one of the communities in this region, which is the high cost of energy. So we worked on what we're all suffering, the dependency on fuel oil. We talked about hedging. We talked about how you manage during difficult times. I did a presentation on LPG conversion. There were presentations on natural gas. There were presentations on different types of generators and units efficiency. There were discussions on pretty much every aspect of these organizations, particularly from the side of the CEOs who have to lead and carry out the vision moving forward. We appreciate having our colleagues here. We appreciate being selected. There was also the election, still the vice chair for Carolec, and we have a few new members on the board as a result. Next on the horizon for WAPA, we'll be hosting a water conference here for our water system. The Caribda 2014 will be here at this Marriott French Massif again. We'll be bringing our colleagues in on the water side to do the same kind of dialogue and find ways to move forward in the best, most efficient, cost-effective way for our customers.
Virgin Islands Public Works employees enjoyed a day of educational fun with St. Croix students as part of the department's week-long celebration of its work and its workers.
We're here on the island of St. Croix at the Randolph Dock Racetrack, where the Department of Public Works is getting ready to begin all the day's activities scheduled for the elementary schools here. We have an equipment display. Our staff is out here ready and raring to entertain the kids by providing them opportunities of operating different pieces of equipment, whether it be a backhoe, the loader, operating the bucket truck. It's a whole host of activities, and we're going to entertain the kids throughout the morning. We have donations from different companies here on the island of St. Croix. So all in all, this is just another day for National Public Works Week here on the island of St. Croix, as we bring together the staff and the community to highlight all the good things that the Department of Public Works is doing. One of the inspirations behind this, it's a national celebration. It's not only locally here or the continental United States. It's also held throughout the world, as a matter of fact, any area that has a Department of Public Works. And one of the reasons for this is to introduce the elementary school students to different job opportunities that may be available to them. Someone may, out of these activities, decide to work for the Department of Public Works here locally or somewhere on the mainland, operating a piece of heavy equipment or engineering or working within the Division of Transportation somewhere. So this is just really to provide an exposure to the kids and give them that opportunity to see what else is out there that's available in the community. At this time, I really would like to take this opportunity to thank all my staff here on the island of St. Croix for the wonderful effort. We had an activity here on Monday, and we're culminating here today with this activity at the Randolph Dock James. We really couldn't do this without the staff. The staff is really the key to the success of the Department of Public Works. I want to thank each and every one of them.
Well, that looked like a lot of fun. Stay with us. We have more news right after this.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Now here is Cynthia Graham with your nightly Caribbean report.
Thank you, Junior. Huge political shakeup in Bermuda tonight. Craig Cananeer, the country's premier, resigned from his post on Monday after a long-standing political controversy finally came to a head over the weekend. Cananeer has been accused of accepting favors from wealthy American developer Nathan Landau when, in 2012, Cananeer and other administration officials flew to Washington, D.C. on Landau's private jet to discuss development projects centered on gaming and tourism in Bermuda. Landau had also contributed $300,000 to Cananeer's successful political run in 2012. The controversy, which became known as Jetgate among islanders, had clouded Cananeer's rule from the very beginning. The Bahamas is making headlines again tonight. Has the NSA been recording all phone calls made within the country? Well, in fact, that's exactly what the Bahamas government would like to know. It has sought an explanation from the United States government over claims that the National Security Agency is collecting, recording, and archiving every cell phone conversation in the Bahamas. This is according to Bahamas Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell. The allegations stem from documents allegedly leaked by former NSA analyst Edward Snowden. The documents say the NSA is using a surveillance system called Somulget to collect full-take audio of every mobile call made in the Bahamas and storing it for up to 30 days. The U.S. Embassy in Nassau did not confirm nor deny the claims. There's a con man on the loose in Trinidad, and interestingly enough, get this, he's purporting to be an agent for incarcerated reggae star Buju Banton. When Banton's legal teams got wind of the unnamed person's unscrupulous activities, they issued a joint statement warning concert promoters in Trinidad to be wary of the scam artist's attempt to swindle them out of cash. Buju Banton has not given such rights to anyone in Trinidad, nor is a concert being organized at this time. The statement read in part, Banton is currently serving a 10-year federal prison sentence on drug-related charges. He is scheduled to be released in January 2019. Now, here's what's happening in travel. Adventure tourism is the hottest thing that some Caribbean islands, like Barbados, have been promoting lately. While the industry has been around for close to 3 decades, more islands are starting to see and cash in on its benefits. Barbados-based Caribbean Tourism Organization will be pushing the $263 billion adventure tourism industry at a trade show for travel agents on June 3rd in New York City. While adventure tourism covers a wide range of activities in the Caribbean, adventure travelers can opt for relaxing activities such as rafting and observing wildlife, to more action-packed activities like zip-lining through the forest. Well, this has been tonight's Caribbean Report. I'm Cynthia Graham. We'll be back here tomorrow with more news and views from in and around the Caribbean. Junior, back to you.
Very interesting. Thank you very much, Cynthia. The Virgin Islands First Lady Cecile D. Young recently appeared on local talk radio show Straight Talk to discuss mental health and her involvement in spreading its awareness throughout the territory.
Well, what we were trying to do for basically for the whole year, but we sort of have concentrated in May for Mental Health Month, and because it's nationally and also here locally, was basically to try and raise awareness about mental health, but also, every year we were trying to destigmatize, the issues, I think we spoke before a couple of years ago where we talked about how cancer had such a stigma.
Absolutely.
And it no longer does have that. And that, my hope would be that we could all wear T-shirts that say something, that I'm a mental health survivor, or and make it so that it's something that you could be proud of, that you've been able to work through or are working through. And so that's the point of all of the talks that we have this month that are being, we filmed them and that are on the government channel. And just to get information out there, because there's so many people who are facing issues, my personal issues with having a sister who is bipolar, and something that we're going through now with my mother who suffered from dementia and now Alzheimer's, which is an issue that is about this week about mental health and elderly, and so many people are going through that in the community and have so many questions but don't know where to turn. And what we wanted to do was to make a lot of these mental health professionals available to the people in the community.
Students and staff at the ULE Rivera Elementary School in St. Croix invite the public to attend their 4th annual spring recital and art exhibition tomorrow at 5:30 at the school. Sounds like you should be there. More news straight ahead.
This newscast has been sponsored by Mario's Virgin Crystal. Let us save you the hassle of lugging those jugs around. Purified bottled water conveniently delivered to your home or office. Also available in your favorite grocery store. Call 773-2810.
This is News Channel 8. This is News Channel 8.
Finally tonight, St. Croix's Elena Christian Junior High School's Rocketry Club scored some impressive wins recently. Let's take a look at what the students have been up to.
What can we say, students? We attended the Team America Rocketry Challenge in Virginia, and what an experience it was. We want to, first of all, thank the community on St. Croix for really coming out and supporting this group for the entire year. And these students had an awesome experience there. The fact that they came within, I would say, an iota of winning the competition, a coat of paint, that is enough for them to be, optimistic for the next time around. But in totality, in general, the teams did exceptionally well. One team actually placed third in the first round. And at one time, the team was competing with a team from Georgia who eventually won the competition for second place. And that is no simple accomplishment. Guys, give yourselves a big round of applause. You deserve it. So Zoraida, it was quite a trip, quite a journey, and it was all for the benefit of STEM education. Here we have the Team America Rocketry Challenge, Team Spirit Award, and Leadership Award. We got that in 2012, beating out 100 schools. And, the students were jumping, and they were so talented there, and we outshined 100 other schools to get this award. Team Spirit and Leadership Award. And then, of course, when the governor had sponsored the award ceremony at Government House for the Rocketry Club the same year when we got the recognition from the legislature, this is a trophy that was presented to the club. So again, the club has been, I guess, on a roll. And we look at these trophies, we look at the Palmer plaque. It goes without saying that these students are famous. And remember, on the radio program, you said you actually asked, why are these students and the club so famous? And it's hard work. And again, here is a beautiful booklet. It was prepared by Government House, and the governor, he instructed Government House and his full staff to work on producing this booklet. Message from the governor, and lots of pictures, and well wishes. I guess statements of affirmation from leaders in the community. Look at all these beautiful pictures of the students and the chaperones when we went to TAC in 2012, and the parents. Beautifully done, right? You'd say, Mr. Ryder? Yes, and this doesn't come cheap, and that's why, these students are famous, because they have been introduced to professional way of doing things. It's not just like helter-skelter, just on the surface. These students are engineers, rocket scientists in the making. They might be what you call gems in the rough. So Zoraida, again, thanks for inviting us to take part in this interview.
Now that's a way to score high. Don't go anywhere. Your weather report is coming up next.
Your weather coming up next. Your weather.
And here's a look at your local weather.
Tonight, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 68. East wind around 9 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 10%. Thursday, isolated showers, mostly sunny with a high near 83. East wind around 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Thursday night, isolated showers, partly cloudy with a low around 72. East wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 10%. Friday, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 83. East wind 11 to 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Friday night, isolated showers, mostly clear with a low around 72. East wind 20 to 23 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Saturday, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 83. East wind 16 to 18 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Saturday night, isolated showers, mostly clear with a low around 71. East wind 14 to 17 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. And Sunday, isolated showers, sunny with a high near 82. East wind 14 to 16 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%. And this is Essie Gaston Edwards with your News Channel 8 weather report.
Thank you for tuning in. That's all we have for local news. Now, do not forget to like us on Facebook at WSVI-CH8. You may also follow us on Twitter at WSVI-TV News. And be sure to subscribe to Channel 8 on your YouTube at WSVI-TV News Channel 8. Watch us on your computer, DVR us, or watch us anywhere in the world on your smartphone or tablet using the free Dish Anywhere app. I'm Junior Garcia, and World News is up next. Good night, Virgin Islands.
TV8 News was brought to you by Total Excellium. More protection, more miles. Total. You know where to turn.